Hi, I'm Kiki.
And I'm Kemi.
And you're listening to
Your Advisors Will See You Now, a podcast that will help you to figure out all of your options for life after high school.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Your Advisors Will See You Now. We are coming to you with one of our Money Matters series, which is our series where we talk about money and why it matters, basically. But we talk about things like how to be better with your finances, how to have a better financial history, how to save money, how to make money, just to have a better knowledge of finances. And we're learning ourselves too. So in these series, it may be Kemi and I talking. It may be us having a guest on. So if you haven't heard any of our other Any of our other Money Matters episodes, check them out. We've had ones about budgeting, how people have gotten out of debt, how people have just been very smart with their money and have avoided debt. So be sure to go look at those other episodes or listen to other episodes because they've been really, really good. We've learned a lot. And one day, Kemi and I will come to you with our own story. Because Kemi, you have a success, so you're gonna share that soon.
Yes, I will. You have to stay tuned to know what it was.
Okay.
Or should we
She's not gonna share it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wait, it's okay. It makes you come back. Come back. But in today's episode, this is geared towards college students. So we're gonna be talking about ways to make money in college and ways to also save money while you're in college. And we can share some of our stories too, because we were just talking before we started recording and we weren't very knowledgeable about this. Maybe we had jobs.
We did
on campus, but I don't think that we explored all of our options that we could have done, like off-campus opportunities we just didn't, but it's okay. Learning experience.
And that's why we're here to let you guys know what we didn't know. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do you want to start, Kim, with the ways to make money in college?
Yeah, let's jump into ways to make money in college. So while you are a student, something that you can look for is working on campus. They also have something called work study. But in general, you're going to be on campus, you're going to be there every day. So look for jobs that are available on campus. One fact is try to apply as soon as you arrive on campus, if you're like an out-of-state student, or even just start reaching out to maybe the career services office or looking on a job board for your college at least like 3 to 4 weeks before the school semester starts. I would say start being active just so you can get those jobs snagged up because you'll have a better opportunity. But if all those jobs are already taken on campus, you can also look to working off campus. There might be, when we went to school, there was like this one little strip that had like coffee shops and all this other little, and even the bookstore, even though it was like right there, it wasn't part of actually Elon. It was separate. Fun fact. So you could apply for that job. So you could try to apply for jobs. Actually, embarrassing fun fact. I worked at the bookstore for like 2 days.
I don't remember. Wait, what year was that?
I blacked out the memory because I think
it was that bad.
It was not good. I didn't know what I was doing. I was too nervous. I was like, ain't for me. I don't know what I'm doing. The cash register was just too. It wasn't. It was. I left. But if you could be better than me and you could work at your bookstore, it's probably much easier now. But look for other places off as well that could also hire you. I don't know why. Like, I wasn't really thinking over the top, I could obviously apply to other jobs in the neighborhood, or maybe there could be like an office that may need like a part-time like secretary or something. I never thought to really look out, but that is something to definitely consider, especially because if there's, different organizations or different companies around your college and you're a college student, they help you. Like, because you're young and you're a college student, people's hearts will always mend towards you. Use that now before you grow up. Like, just use it now.
No, that's true. And I was gonna say for work study, I'm just gonna like read quickly to add on what you were saying, Kemi. So basically, Kemi, you said like federal work study, you have to look for it early. So anyone that if you apply for financial aid and you see federal work study on your financial aid package, it's not a guaranteed opportunity. So that's why Kimmy is advising that you should look early. Um, and there are things. I think there were some too that were like off campus, but they were still like federal work study jobs. I think you like worked in schools. I think that's what if I remember correctly. I'm not sure how it is now, but
Depends.
just
Yeah.
know like yeah, just know going into it, you're not guaranteed to receive money from federal work study because you have to find a job. So
Right. Right.
like you're right. Like you should walk around. So like definitely apply, but like there are times where if you just walk around to different offices and say like, hey, are you hiring students? They'll let you know. I think that's probably a little bit it's more intimidating, but it's probably easier just to go to offices and ask them if they're hiring. You can ask like your counselor, your school counselor, your academic advisor on campus. You can ask your um like student services staff, like ask them, like if you start
Yeah.
connecting with them, ask them like, hey, are y'all hiring in this office? Because then you've made at some point, hopefully you've like built rapport with these people. So keep that in mind too. But something else that I did as well, I was an RA. So I'll just kind of like rattle off some other on campus ones, but you can be an RA. They definitely pay you. Some schools will give you free room and board,
Mhm.
right? Or free, maybe it's free room. It depends honestly. Some schools may
Yeah.
give you free room and board. Some schools may just give you free room
Mhm.
for and you may have to pay like some other fees or whatever, but that's always a good opportunity. It's actually fun. Like depending on the school you go to, it's fun to be an RA. It may be a lot like um I lived in like a building that had upperclassmen, so they didn't really care. But if you like live with freshmen, you have to do more planning. So just keep that in mind, like with your schoolwork and having to be an RA. And that's with any job, honestly. And there was somebody too. I don't know if you remember. I don't know who it was, but I have in my mind there was somebody at Elon who worked in the like dining hall, like a
Yeah, you can work
student
in the
that worked
dining
in the
hall.
dining hall.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you can be a
Mhm.
cashier, maybe you're like a dishwasher, but students
Mhm.
can work in the dining hall too.
Yep.
So don't put it to shame.
Nope.
Um, what's some other things on here? It says campus security. I don't know. I think they probably
I
mean
don't
like
know
you could
about
probably
that
be
one, but
like dispatch probably. Like you could probably answer the
probably.
calls.
Or safe
Um,
rides, maybe if they pay people for safe
oh
rides.
yeah,
That might be what that is. Safe rides,
that's
for those
true.
who don't know, is usually like campuses will usually, not all campuses will have like a shuttle service where sometimes they'll allow the students to man it and they'll have someone be like the dispatch for it. And then they might even have like people that will drive that and they pick students up in certain areas and drop them off if your campus is very big. And they'll do it at night.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they will pay you. And then sorry, I'm like taking over this part. Sorry, my bad. But then the last one is to be a TA. So that's just
Mm-hmm.
assisting the professor
Yeah.
at school, and they get paid for that too. So sometimes like they have you, if you're really good in the subject, they have you help the students. Like maybe you're helping teach the class, maybe you're helping like
Great
during study
papers.
sessions. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Grading papers. So TAs and stuff, they get that's teacher's assistant, teaching
Mm-hmm.
assistant. They get paid for that. So if you're super smart in an area, I feel like you should use that to your advantage and get paid to be smart.
Yeah, and I think even from my where I previously worked, when I worked at Clark, the teachers would, if you did really, really well in a class, and then let's say they need a TA for like the next semester for spring or even the next year, like definitely talk to that teacher like right after you complete that class.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, are you looking for a TA next year? I would love to apply for it because if you were outstanding, then they'll definitely take you along to teach that class because you already took the course. So and you did well. So that really is like an ease to get your foot in the door for sure. Another way to
Absolutely.
make money on campus is you can tutor. So sometimes if your library or your student resource center has tutoring, you can apply to be a tutor there or maybe the writing center. And you can also think outside your school too, because there's also some like tutoring centers that, are just for high schoolers or middle schoolers. So you can look in your local community and see if you would want to be a tutor there and help out there. Another like kind of gig job that you could also take up as well as you could babysit. We had a friend that was kind of like babysitting and nannying, really. And they even offered her like I think board for a bit. So you could definitely utilize that too.
They
Remember?
did.
Remember the two
Those
little
kids are
kids that would
hilarious.
come on campus? You remember?
Yes.
They were cute. Um so you could definitely babysit. That's definitely an option. This one also says, let's see. drive for delivery service. That's always a gig job that you could do delivery. And another one on here, actually, this is thinking really big. I don't know. So it's house sitting.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to make it work, some people need house sitters for like a couple months. If you need to save some money and it's free, like honestly, it's like free. You just like, some people do that, like expats do that, and that's how they travel the world. Someone will have them just stay at their house for free, and they're just taking care of their pet and their plants. So I mean, if you're able to find one at your college, that's a lot of money saved. So that could be an option too if you're thinking big. Why not consider it? Yeah.
Just don't throw house parties while you're house sitting.
Exactly. Don't be stupid.
Please.
Gosh.
Please. But yeah, those are, and I think we all know about, all the ways that you can make money, like you just mentioned, like the house sitting or like like delivery. So we more wanted to just share about things that you can do on campus, and then just some like other opportunities that you can do off campus. Like you don't have to work on campus as a college student. If you don't have a car, don't let that stop you either. Because a lot of colleges, especially if you go to like a big college, well, you of course have like the city buses, but a lot of colleges these days have they have their own bus system. So I know like when we were in college, the bus took us to like Target or took us to like one of the big shopping centers. So you just have to utilize like the free resources if you can, or if you have friends that are willing to take you places, and maybe y'all go to work together. I don't know. Maybe y'all can hook that up somehow. But don't be afraid to work outside of college if you have the time. Like your schoolwork comes first for sure.
Yeah.
And I think you said it too, Kemi, like letting the places have a soft spot for college students. So let them know you're in college and like school is first. So your work is just it's just that, it's work. It's a side gig.
Yeah.
So
oh, and I also wanted to plug too, and I just thought about this. So when I used to work at Clark University, it was a really great entrepreneurship program, and they had like all these students like every Wednesday that had their own little entrepreneurial business, showcase their business. So even if you have if you're really good at like baking and you have like at least like the minimum, certificate for food handling or whatever, which I think is actually pretty doable. You can do little small gigs on your campus and offer it to your friends too. One person had a sneaker cleaning business. One person had she did baked goods, but she did like those big hearts that you break and inside has food and like strawberries. Hers were like, it was like boss level. I was like, why even, that's your job, girl. Get out of here.
Why are you in college?
Why are you here? Like, I was like, why are you here? But anyway, there was so many different things. People made t-shirts. Some people made their own shoes. Some people just resold some of their older items as well. So it's like reusable clothing. There were so many different ideas and things that people created, like jewelry. So if you even do that now, and if you want to do like sell small and you have time for that, that's an option too. Because your clients are your students. They're right there. So that's an easy reach too. So.
Wait, that made me think too. If you can do hair, if you can like braid hair, or you can like straighten hair, or do what's it called, like a silk press. If you can barber, if you can cut hair, if you
barber,
can,
Ryan used to do that, and people would pay him. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
People come to Ryan's house. That's right. Shout out to Ryan. I forgot about that.
Shout out to Manny too. I remember. I remember Manny was like.
You're right. She did my hair
in Staley. Yeah.
Yep.
And like the fire alarm was always going off because they was pressing people's hair in the rooms. But no, like literally, if you have like skills, like of course like the cooking skills, but if you can do nails, like whatever skills you have, use it in college. Like people will pay you, and people will pay you for that. And to not have to go off campus somewhere, they like you come to their dorm or they go to your dorm, people will pay y'all. So
they will
get those skills up. Everybody, get those skills up.
Photography. Someone was a DJ too. Like there's so many things and you could totally DJ at all these different events that are on college campuses. Like for sure. There's so much you can do.
Oh, but wait, if you're a DJ, the school's going to pay you, and the school has money. So.
That's right. Because you'll be part of the school budgeting. So if it's like the school government is like, oh, we want you. And they're like, we have a budget from the school. That's guaranteed money versus like, Johnny's like, I want you to do my little frat party. Well, they have money too. So, but it's like, someone who's like having a one-off event for their own private party. So you better pay me up front. But if the school is paying, you're going to get it. So,
Yep. So don't sleep on your skills. Like bring those skills that you have from home, bring them to college too.
Yeah.
Bring them to college too. Okay, those are good. I think those are. Do you have any more for how to make money on campus, or like, sorry, as a college student, I should say?
No, we can transfer over to how to save in college because
Okay.
that's as big as part of the financial battle that is making.
Exactly, and it's so much better. It's best to learn how to save even before get college. Like if you're 8 listening, I don't know, if you have an 8-year-old at home, like start teaching them how to save money now. But absolutely, before you go off to college, you want to be knowing you want to have the skills to save money as well. Because Kemi and I were just talking before we got on. We had a really big friend group in college, and somehow we were always like going places, like with no care in the world. We were going, so our college is in Burlington, but we're not, like, Elon is not far from Raleigh, from Durham, from Greensboro, Winston-Salem. So we had other places because Burlington's kind of boring. It was boring at the time, but we had other places to go. And we were always celebrating somebody's birthday. And thankfully, I don't know how, thank God, we always had the money to go. But I always think back, like, what could I have, not to miss out on things, but like just to be more conscious of my money. And I could have been like saving money or not having, I could have gone still, but not had to get like the most expensive meal. I don't think we were doing that, but we were going to like Hibachi and Kabuto and all these places. We were just being very bougie.
We sure were. And honestly, I think this is a perfect segue to how you can save money on campuses. We went out a lot, but honestly, if we would have did more potlucks and everybody maybe just threw $5, right?
Right.
Like you have a big friend group throwing $5, even like a small friend group. You can go to an affordable grocery store. You could do like a grilled cheese night with soup. You could do something real simple, or you could do like breakfast for dinner. You could do some real simple stuff and still take away some leftovers for later. We really could have did that and made it like a Friday thing at least.
Dang, we got to go back in time now. But but no, that's actually a really good idea. And it's like, it's not free fun, but it's less expensive fun. And I think we did stuff like that kind of. I remember one time, I feel like we did that once, but like once out of our 4 years in college. But you're absolutely right. Like, that's such a good idea. And it's a way to spend time with your friends, like make new friends. Like you can invite people. Like you said, that's good. Like bring your to-go boxes, so you can, take some of that food home with you too. But it's just a way to have like camaraderie. So we're not saying that you can't go off campus and like be bougie every now and then, but you definitely want to try to save costs as much as possible. Like somebody, we got Cash App now. You can Cash App people. They can go make the run. Y'all can cook together. You can bake together. You can make this together. It's just fun. So I like that idea a lot, Kemi. I like that. But that's a really good one. So another one is, number one, just budgeting. Remember, you're a college student. Some people are very fortunate. I know I was. My mom would send me money, like, thank the Lord, she would send me money. And I had a job on campus. Like every year I had a job. And at one point, I think I had 3 jobs, but she still sent me money. And that's just, it's good to have extra money. But again, like knowing that I had 3 jobs at one point, I could have been saving the money that my mom was sending me. So I was getting to, some people's parents send money. Others, maybe your parents don't, but it's good so that's why it's good to have a budget. So you know how much is coming in. If you do have a job, or even if your parents are sending you money, you still want to budget that money. You don't want to spend it all on groceries. You don't want to spend it all on hanging out. It's just a good idea to set a grocery budget, set a gas budget if you have a car, set a budget for hanging out. And sometimes you may have to tell your friends like, hey, I can't hang out this time. And that's okay. You'll hang out the next time I hang out, do that. Or you can just tell them like, hey, next time let's come to my dorm and we'll hang out and have snacks and stuff here. You have to also be conscious of if you have a meal plan, you have to be conscious of your meal plan too. Like some people spend their meal plan in a week. Like their swipes will go in a week. So if you're out of swipes, then you have to have a budget for groceries because you have to eat. You cannot not eat in college. Please don't. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Do you have anything else to
add? I'm just rambling.
Another thing with keeping a budget too is even just trying to save a little bit, even though it might not be much. Try to have at least a small goal of what you can save, like bi-weekly, each week, because literally it can save you a good fair amount of money for something bigger down the line. So what if you need like a plane ticket to go home or something? Or
Yep.
what if, you and your friends want to, on your junior year, go somewhere for spring break?
Mm-hmm.
Start chipping away little by little versus nothing, then you're at a better standpoint than where you were before. So even try to have a goal of, even if it's small, it doesn't always have to be big so that it hurts, if you can't put away like $50 a month, then like, what can you do? Could you do $5 a week? Or could you even look at it in this way? If you buy coffee 4 times a week, could you at least half that to make yourself comfortable and then put the price of those 2 coffees away and save that money? Could you even, something that I did was when I go to work, I used to buy coffee on the way up to work. When I subbed that out and just made it from home how I liked it, I saved so much money from something so small. So, and what I wanted to save for vacation. So I was like, that's bigger to me than buying this coffee every day. I can make my own and make it well. So if you can substitute a way to save some more money, think creatively that way. But it's always better to save for an emergency or for fun. It's better to have something than nothing.
Right. And I was going to add to that point, something I don't think I ever really thought about this, but you're going to graduate and you're going to need money after graduation because maybe maybe you're planning to move somewhere. I think these days it's more common to move back home with family, which is totally fine. But there are some people that will leave college and they're going to move somewhere else that is not home. And I just think a lot of people don't really think about it. They're like, oh, I'm getting a paycheck. Like your paycheck is not coming right away. So you're also saving up. At some point, it's good. And maybe you have 2 savings funds. Maybe you have 2 saving funds. Like maybe you have savings for like what you just said, like the more fun or just having goals. But at graduation and like having to move somewhere should be on that list as well. And that's okay. Like maybe if you have only $1,000, that's something towards moving costs. Just something to think about that I don't think a lot of college students think about once they graduate. It's like, oh, I need money.
Or even just for I had to pay for storage when it was like freshman year when we had to move out of our dorms completely, then we move in again. Even if you have the same room, which was stupid. But anyway.
That's so true. You're right.
Yeah, you had to move out. So I had to pay for storage for 3 months, put all my stuff in storage and then take it out again. So there's things like that you need money for too. So it's always good to have money than to not have something set aside. The other thing, it says like cut unnecessary costs, goes into what I said before about like the coffee. Like, do I need coffee every single day? If I do, then make it in a way that I could still save money and still be happy. If you like watching movies, you're like, oh man, I gotta go to this movie when it comes out. It's like, okay, well, do you have to? Could you wait? And then could you throw a little movie party and have everybody pay $2 and then you could just watch it in your room and make it a movie night or something and make a
No, you cannot wait to see Twilight come out. No, I'm playing. No, I cannot wait. I have to see Twilight in the movie theater.
I remember that. Yeah. That was so funny. I know. Let me not go on to that side story. But yeah, I know. But are there any other unnecessary costs? Do you need to buy that candy bar every single day? Like, there's little things that you can do that are unnecessary that you're like, honestly, I don't really need that. So cut those costs as well. Cut the fat. This one is so major. Use your student discount. If you got a little student card, keep that bad boy wherever you go. You better ask, do you have a student discount? Whether you're going out to eat, getting your nails done, especially in your little radius of where your university is, usually people will have student discounts. Whip that thing out. It might even be Starbucks, like that's near campus. Do you have a discount for this? Is it laundry down the street? Do you have a discount for students, a package for students? Share that thing. Use it. Or even online too, because you could have like a student discount for downloading, I think it was like Microsoft Word. So you could like
absolutely. Yeah.
Stuff like that. So even on the internet, you can use those things. Download that thing now because when you graduate, you have to pay for it. Download that now. Use that right now.
Exactly. And your college should have a list of places that offer student discounts. And so like they have discounts like on the restaurants or like the stores that give you student discounts. But even, like your school really should maybe, I feel like schools give you like office for free maybe, or like some programs you can get like for free because you're a student, or like you said, like at a very discounted price. So go to your school's like perks page or whatever discounts page, because every school has it. Like they don't leave y'all hanging high and dry. But the next one is to buy used textbooks. Textbooks are a pretty penny. I feel like my first semester I went to the bookstore and like I think I took a was it anatomy? I was taking some science class and the book was like $200 and I couldn't believe it. I think I bought it just because didn't know better that first semester, but I think it's way more popular now. Websites like Chegg, which
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. Sometimes or not sometimes, they can also rent you textbooks. So you don't have to always purchase the textbook.
Yep.
You can rent textbooks. Even your school's bookstore should allow renting in some capacity. The point is, don't feel forced to use your school's bookstore. If you can ahead of time, before school even starts, try to buy your books or trying to figure out which books you need. That helps a lot. You can wait till school starts and you can go at your professor, your instructor. You can ask them like, hey, what books do we need? If it's not in the syllabus, which it usually is going to be in the syllabus, but you're welcome to wait until
Mm-hmm.
school starts. And if you do buy your books before school starts, don't open them until you get to class and they confirm like, hey, you're using this book. Because if you buy the book full price and you open it, like take out the plastic, they may not give you a refund. But we would recommend first, before you buy anything full price, go to Chegg. And Chegg is Chegg, a great website. Amazon has used books as well. Like we said, the campus bookstore, and sometimes other students will post around campus, like, "Hey, I'm
Mm-hmm.
selling this book."
That's what I did.
Yeah. Sometimes, if you're nice, you can ask your professor or your instructor. They may have copies of the books that they're willing to loan you. The library actually
Boom.
sometimes has, yeah, they usually have the books you need. Of course, you want to make sure it's like the right edition, but sometimes the library will have, there was a name for it in
Interlibrary
college.
loan.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like first come, first serve. So you're not guaranteed to get that. But if you're super nice again to your peers, they may let you copy the book. So there are ways to
Mm-hmm.
not have to buy a book. Or like if you have a friend in the same class, maybe y'all go halfsies on the book. So you can like
Mm-hmm.
share it and like one of y'all can scan it, whatever.
Yep. I've
I
seen
just
people
don't
scan
don't
books.
pay.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't spend because some books are over $200. Like some books are so much you may not even ever use it again. Like especially if it's not for your major,
Mm-hmm.
you may not ever use that book again. So please don't spend don't spend full price on books that you may not really use. Or you get to class and sometimes the syllabus is like you needed this book or the website says you need this book and you get to class and that book is not even in the syllabus. And you purchased it and then you got to figure out a way to sell it. So buy
Mm-hmm.
used.
Yep. The next one on this list too is, let's say you're living off of campus, try to utilize public transportation because it is more affordable than gas prices. We don't know if they're going to be high one year, low one year. Then also, if you have a car, you may have to pay for a parking fee, right, on the school campus. So try to utilize any transportation that you have. If you have like a bike and you're close to campus, utilize that instead. And you also have to think of the overall upkeep, right? So if you are like literally
Mhm.
right near campus, the car is great to have. Still have a car, obviously. But if you're using it back and forth all the time, you have to pay for gas, maintenance fees,
Mhm.
parking fees, versus it's like, it's really a 5 minute walk. It's a nice day outside. I'm going to take my butt and walk to the class. Be healthy too. Get some vitamin D. And the days that you have to take a car, if it's rainy, it's terrible, then take a car. But you don't have to use it all the time. So that can help you save even a little bit. Even though you're not thinking, it's going to save you like a little bit, which is better than nothing.
Mhm.
Another thing
Sure
to
does.
do Another thing to do, which is I didn't have any of these when we were in college, but it's a different generation now. Limit your subscription fees, if services. If you have something that's coming in like every
Mhm.
month, do you really need it? Do you really need it? If you don't need it, cut that thing off. Trim the fat. And another way to earn money as well is if look at your items in your room. Do you have something that's old? Do you have something that you don't use? Sell that item. At the end of the school year, this would be a big tip too. At the end of
Mhm.
the school year, I know you remember Kiki being an RA. So many people would leave, and these are the rich people,
Yeah.
right? Would leave like flat TVs, would leave
Mhm.
TVs, leave some game consoles, just left because maybe there was like a remote was broken. They left it. And you know what I mean? If you don't want that
Silly
item,
stuff.
yeah, if you don't want that item, try to sell it. If you have a couch that's like is pretty decent, try to sell it to somebody. You don't have to toss it automatically. You know what I mean? So
No.
think about that. Those are little ways that you can make money. If something's gently used, maybe someone could find it purposeful. Advertise it to your school. You probably have like some kind of community forum or whatever. Put it on there and try to sell it. Make a little bit of cash. And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say to that point too, a lot of people who go to your schools, they have money, so that's why they throw away things. I was saying, like I said, silly stuff. People will throw away TV because, like, oh, the remote broke. You can buy a universal remote. Like, you don't have to have the remote to the TV. People will throw away like really nice things. A lot of schools will like crack down on this now, but when people leave things, you as a student want to go like see what they're leaving. So a lot of schools now, they do kind of crack down on, you can't, for whatever reason, like it's not the schools, even their property. So I don't understand why they do this, but if you can get in before people notice, if people have like put stuff on the street or put stuff in the dumpster, which sounds nasty, but it's a thing, try to get in before you can, because that may be something you can use for your house, like your apartment or if you're like your dorm. So yeah, people will throw away things, like they will, or listen out, like they're like, oh, I'm giving out, yeah, if they're like, I'm giving away this thing or I don't want it, be like, hey, can I use it, can I have it, please? Don't spend money on things you don't have to spend money on. But my final thing would be, and I know there's a lot of other things on the list too, but we won't go through all of like the rest of these, but my final 2 points would be, one thing on here is get a bank account. If you don't already have a bank account, I think you should utilize that. You can get a savings account so you can put that money away. Maybe you don't want to save up cash. You want to or you want to put it like in an account. That's fine. Go ahead and do that. But just make sure you have a card, have an account if you don't as a college student. But my last point I wanted to make, which we mentioned before, and I don't think we didn't really do this like enough to our point before as well, but like, you can go half with your friends. If y'all want to have Netflix, if you want to have Hulu or these, Disney Plus, like you all can go in together. That's probably what, like, and with a bunch of people too. Like if 10 of y'all know you're going to have these movie nights, or you're going to have nights where y'all want to hang out, or if you know you're just going to use it and like you're all going to use it. Let's say you all put in $5. I don't know, however many of y'all do it. I think that's a good idea to go half on a lot of things, on subscription services, if you have to have that stuff. And most campuses have free cable. I think that comes with, like, they have free internet and cable. So you don't have to have the services, but I understand you want to watch like the latest show. So go half on food with your friends, go half on Netflix and Hulu and all those things. I think it's really the best option, which a lot of people don't really think about. Go half on books, go half on dorm items, go half on snacks. Just do it. It'll help you a lot, and do it with friends that you trust that are gonna put their money in.
We can kind of wrap up this list too, because some of these things we kind of overlap with too. I think one that we really wielded a lot, and that every student should wield, is going to free campus events. Because they're free campus events, but when you think about it, you pay for that event. They're taking that from part of your tuition. You pay for that pizza. Go get that pizza.
They are.
You pay for those wings at Wing Night. You better go get those quote unquote free wings that your tuition paid for. Go at the beginning of the event. And when they are wrapping up that event, honey, you better have a plate.
Some Tupperware.
Bring that thing back to the crib. Okay? Do what you gotta do. I will never forget. I forgot who I was with, but it was midnight meals. And there was entertainment inside, like the coffee area, chill room, whatever. And the food was outside. Someone had a plastic bag, put a whole bunch of nuggets in there. Like that thing had to bend, like it was literally like a pound and a half. And he heard us coming down the hall, so ran with it. I just saw this guy running with a whole bag of nuggets. Oh my gosh. A whole thing of nuggets. We were like, for real. We're like, are you serious? But we're like, if life is that bad, I guess,
I guess, but that's kind of, that's, I get it, but that ain't it. Like, you could have saved like half the pan for everybody else.
Like, he took half that pan, that's for sure. And can you just imagine a boy running down the campus nuggets with a bag of nuggets? But you gotta do what you gotta do. Anytime there's an event, show up. If it's an event you don't even like, it's like, oh, we're having an event for, I don't know, something random, like
Poetry club.
Art class anonymous. You don't even like art. You better go up in there like, hey, I'm just curious, see what's going on. Have a little bite of pizza. Maybe be a new friend. Show your butt up.
Exactly.
Show up and show out.
I have
So-
20. I have 20 like t-shirts because I just went to free things. So
Mhm.
we all do. Like you get so many t-shirts. Yeah, the food is the biggest thing. So many, like we were saying before, so many organizations have big budgets, and the school, that's just like the school wants you to be involved. So they're gonna be putting on things. Again, like I agree with you. Even if you don't like the topic, they'll get you a plate of food. They'll get you a plate of food. It could be lunch for tomorrow, breakfast for the next day. Don't stick your nose up to free food or free events.
Mhm.
Good point.
Anything else you want to add to this list, Kiki?
No, nothing I want to add to the list. Yeah, I would just say just be very mindful that you're a college student. You don't have, I don't know, maybe it's different these days. We have social media, so maybe y'all are social media stars. For those of you who are not, and I should say maybe you're a social media star and you're bringing in money. For those who are not social media stars, this is, a great way to just be very conscious and wise with your money, because it will set you up for success when you graduate. As you get into the adult world, into the working world, it'll set you up for success because you've built good money habits in college or even before college.
Exactly. That was something I wanted to read into, knowing how to save and know how to make. You're going to roll that into when you're an adult, and they're going to do that for the rest of your life. That's not going to ever stop. But we hope you all enjoyed listening to this episode. We have many other Money Matter series where we talk to people about maybe things you don't know about, like 401k or how to split up a paycheck when you're into the employment world. We have many of those for those who are trying to search for financial literacy. We also have career chat episodes where we interview people in different careers so you can figure out what the heck they do, and if you want to do it, how to get in there. We also have many other episodes that have college tips or ways for figuring out if you want to pursue other options outside of the 4-year college realm. Please check us out on Instagram and on a TikTok at Yawsyn Podcast, YAWSYN Podcast. And shoot us an email if you have any other ideas for potential episodes. But until then, we'll see you in the next one.
See you.
Bye.
Was I frozen?
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening to the latest episode of Your Advisors Will See You Now. Please make sure to follow us on all of our social media pages and check out our website. Take a look at the show notes below.
And please make sure to subscribe and share this podcast. Also, show us some love and please leave a 5-star review. Catch you next time.
See ya.